Hi guys, it's Shingy. The role of transparency is this year's theme at the Seattle Interactive Conference. It all became clear when I spoke to Pablos Holman, futurist, inventor and notorious hacker, about how he focuses on the world's bigger problems to invent things that enrich the human experience. How do you come up with amazing ideas?
There's a bunch of different ways that you can kind of build a toolkit for that. For me, I kind of got lucky because my toolkit happened to be computers, and I've always been looking at how do I take computers and make them go places where they haven't been before, do things for people they haven't done before, and sometimes maybe where they shouldn't go. Computers turned out to be really useful for that and really quite relevant, so I can take them to lots of different places. So I've been doing that my whole career. I basically just look around and see where computers haven't gone and imagine what it would be like if we take them there. Now we do that a lot, and lots of people are doing that, but I've been doing it longer, and so I just get a little further out in the future than most people do. Most people are trying to figure out a practical thing to do with their computer or their iPhone. You got companies here who are developing iPhone apps and things that people might use, this month or next year. I don't work on that stuff. I work on what could we do in 5 years or 10 years. What is it that nobody else is working on? What I'm trying to get people to do from the high-tech industry is look around and say, okay, we have these skills, we have these tools, we've practiced, we've made Teslas and iPhones and fart apps, but what we haven't done is imported some real problems to work on. So we need to find people with real problems, apply our problem-solving machine, which we're damn good at, to it, with their help. And so that's kind of the thing that gets me really excited.
Is some of the things that you focus on, is hacking a big part of your culture then? Or is that
for me, it
part of your
is.
experience?
For me, it absolutely is, because what hackers are good for is figuring out what's possible, right? Hackers will discover everything that is possible first. And that's where you get every new superpower. You get your new technologies from people discovering what can be done. Hackers have the brains for doing that. And so I hang out with hackers, I hire hackers, I look for ways to put their brains to use, because that's where I get new capabilities. And when I get a new capability, it could be a new computer chip, a new sensor, a new scientific discovery, I'm going to go reimagine everything humans have ever done. Is there any problem we can apply this to?
Is data play a big part in how you determine what projects you're going to work on?
I think we're like at the very beginning of understanding what we can do with these computers and what we can do with data. You look at these companies around here, each of them has a spreadsheet that shows what their projections for their business are. And they have simplistic algorithmic models. Males 18 to 25 use this many condoms and buy this many pairs of our jeans, whatever. A real use of data, I explained a little bit earlier, would be a much more complicated or complex, I should say, model, like a Monte Carlo simulation, where I have modeled every customer, every individual human. You have 7 billion people on Earth. Why not put 7 billion rows in your spreadsheet and keep track of each one? Don't start showing me ads for crap I already bought on the internet. Show me ads for stuff that other people who, are like me would like. Those are simple things that can be done with a huge amount of data, and so we need to start collecting the data, and we use that data to make better decisions. A lot of my invention work is around that. It's take data, figure out how to get it, so we need to invent ways of getting better data and more data and real-time data and all those things. Find the places where we're not getting it, and then figure out how do we use computers to analyze and process that. We have very few people who are smart about how you analyze data. And that's a very hard thing to do, right? We can do simple stuff, but doing complex data analysis is very hard. So we need to train people to do that. We need to raise an entire generation of people who can think about analytics in a new way. We're at the beginning. I know a lot of smart people, okay? That's my job, essentially, is know smart people who can help. And I don't know very many people who are good at that kind of thing. So we need to learn, and people need to get started on that, because now we're getting to the point where the computers are there, the networks are there to move the data around, the sensors are there to pick up the data and put it on the network. All that's in place, we're starting to get the data. Now we got to learn how to deal with it.
Well, mate, the future still looks bright. Thanks for hanging out with me, brother.
Man.
It's always good
Had a
to
fun
see you.
time.
Take care.